Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and welcome back to the return of the classic reviews here on the channel. And I decided to go back to the very first Doctor with Doctor Who The Rescue, which was, of course, released with the Romans on the 2-disc set. Right there. Now, I believe this one is out of print, but I do believe... So, yes, I do believe this one is out of print, but you can also, of course, get it on BritBox here in the US, so that's another way you can watch it. So now this story is only about 49 minutes long. It's a two-part William Hartnell story. You don't get too many of those. So yeah, The Rescue introduces, of course, Vicky to the Doctor Who world, because, of course, Susan left in the previous story. And I really do enjoy this story because you get to see the Doctor not without Susan for the first time, and you get to see how he's not really quite used to that. It's always been him and Susan, and now he doesn't have Susan. And you kind of get to see how he's just now like, oh right, she's not here. And Ian and Barbara kind of have to be there for him and just tell him, she's not here, Doctor. So I like that. And you get to see how the first Doctor, as played by William Hartnell, can be very comforting to his companions and even people he meets. Especially when he comforts Vicky of what happened in one of the scenes in this episode. He does a great job with it. It's a great performance. But what about the story? I actually do really enjoy The Rescue. It's just a nice, easy watch. To me, it's not too many characters to follow. It's not too much of a vast world, but it's just a great Doctor Who story. Now, of course, Vicky and Bennett are basically two people their ship has crashed, and they are waiting for a rescue ship on the planet Dido. Now, of course, they are being kind of terrorized by the... Let me pronounce this. Try to pronounce this. I've not been able to get it. Quoquillian. I still probably messed that up. But it's a very, very interesting design, I will give it that. It's very kind of creepy, but also it's just a classic 1960s looking monster. And I think it's actually a pretty serviceable little monster. Now, of course, though, the Doctor kind of soon finds out, toward the end of the story, that it's really Bennett who's basically pretending this because he did a terrible act and he's trying to basically distract from what he did so that Vicky would basically tell of all the terrors of this planet to Earth. So yeah, it's definitely really an interesting kind of premise. You know, the villain is very, kind of just has a different type of purpose. He just did something really evil and he's trying to cover up for that. But yeah, I actually really do enjoy The Rescue. I think it's just a really good Doctor Who story. It's definitely probably not one of the best Doctor Who stories of all time, but it's just a nice, easy to watch Doctor Who story. And I would almost say that this is a really good story for people who haven't really wanted to watch much William Hartnell's era. This is a good story to start with because it's just two parts, and it will just, basically for them, you get to see kind of a little bit of his personality, and you get to see kind of what the Doctor does. And I think that's really good. So yeah, I really do enjoy The Rescue. It's a great story. I definitely would recommend it. And it does a really great job of introducing Vicky to the audience. So that's also great. Because it's always a little bit difficult to introduce new companions to the world of Doctor Who, and this story I think did a really good job with it. So that's of course it for tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed the return of the classic review.